What's up, family? My name is Jimmie Scott Jr., and I want to come to you today to talk about overcoming adversity. See, there are a lot of people who are struggling and really going through a lot of adversity in their life. And it's kind of like the saying goes, where you take one step forward and two steps backward. But for a lot of people, they really feel as though if they're taking one step forward, or maybe even half of a step forward, and about 4 to 5 steps backwards, and they really feel like they really aren't getting any traction. And I know I've been there many, many times and still go through a lot of adversity today in my life. But I want to help you overcome your adversity. And I want to give you some things to think about when you are facing adversity in your life, because the easiest thing for you to do is to quit. It's very easy to quit when you are trying to accomplish or achieve a goal or purpose in your life, or if you are trying to enact some sort of change in your life for the betterment of your life. The easiest thing to do is to quit. It's to stop trying. It's to make up in your mind that it's too hard, that it's too difficult, and that the things that you are facing are too enormous for you to enact the change that you want and the change that you see. There's a reason why you want to change. It's a reason why you have goals. And it's a reason why those goals haven't come to fruition, is because you have to do the work and you have to go through the trials and the struggles to make them come to fruition. You see, we as humans, we are creators. We create, we cultivate, we create, and as we create, we nurture. The same thing can be applied to children. We create children. Children are then nurtured and taken care of by their fathers and mothers. And through that creation, we can see if we raise our children with respect and love and teach them the ways in which they ought to carry themselves, we can see the results of our nurturing and our tender love towards what we create. And the same thing goes for your goals and your dreams and the things that you're trying to achieve, and in your purpose. When you are trying to live out your purpose, you will face some adversity in your life. You will go through a lot of things. And a lot of times when you're going through these things, number one, you're going to want to quit. But also, number two, not only are you going to want to quit, you're going to want to change it altogether. Most people really stir away from the path that they're on because of the things that they're experiencing and because of how different these things may be in comparison to what someone else may be experiencing. For example, you may be a teacher, and your purpose may be to help children, and your passion may be to teach math. But because you're experiencing hardships with certain children in your class, maybe the administration of where you are, maybe the lecture of what you are trying to convey, maybe because you're experiencing hardships within your own role, and someone else may be experiencing different hardships than what you are experiencing, and in your mind, you may go, well, what I'm going through is a lot tougher than what they're going through, even though we both are teachers. I'm going to quit. And instead of being a teacher, I'm going to go be a fireman. And when you do this, the reality of this is that no matter what job you go through and no matter where you go, you're going to experience these things. These are just some things that you can't avoid in life when it comes to working or in a professional environment or casual environment, even when it comes down to just your social life. You can't avoid the different experiences that are only unique to you. And maybe that's something that you haven't really thought about when it comes down to the adversity that you are experiencing. Sometimes it is only unique to you. But what you should know is that you are never alone in your adversity. You are never alone in your experiences. There are others who are also trying. They are trying. They are overcoming. And what you need to know is that when you are overcoming adversity, this requires action. This requires dedication. Right? So we've already established, number one, you're going to want to quit when you're faced with adversity, when you're faced with challenges, things that seem impossible. You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to change your direction and do something else. Number two. And then number three, not only are you going to want to quit, not only are you going to want to change your direction as far as what you're doing, you're also going to change yourself, and you're going to doubt yourself. You're going to want to stop. Not just quit, but you don't want to stop completely. And the reason why is you're going to feel like you failed. Not just because you quit, not just because you did something different, but because you stopped altogether and you stopped trying. It's one thing to quit. It's one thing to change. But it's another thing to stop. Because when you stop trying, then you're not doing at all. Then you're not moving at all. People quit and then people do different things. And then sometimes people quit because it may not be adding value to them at this specific season of their life. But when you stop and you don't do it at all, specifically when it's tied to you, it's tied to your being, like it's the one thing that you know you have to do because it's a burning desire and passion of yours to do, and you realize that if you don't do it, it's like you're dying. You're living, but you're dying because you're not doing the thing that you were born to do. You're not doing the thing that brings you the ultimate joy and passion. And when you stop, that is when you begin to die or not live. And so how do we overcome this adversity? How do we overcome these challenges, these goals and things that come up against us that seem impossible? How do we overcome these things? Well, one, it requires a lot of dedication and resilience to the why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you care? What's the purpose behind what you're doing? What's the result? What is the end goal? What are you trying to achieve? Why do you want to achieve it? These are the questions that I implore you to ponder. Because your why has to have a deeper meaning that will push and drive you to overcome. Remember, I told you that overcoming was an action. And to overcome means that you need to have a deep motive of what you are trying to go against that will propel you to continue to whack at the tree, basically. If I had to use an analogy, I would use a tree and I would use a lumberjack. And as we know with lumberjacks, they continue to cut and whack and saw at trees until eventually the tree falls down. But when you first start, it looks like you'll never get to the other side of the tree. But what makes you keep whacking? What makes you keep, in this case, overcoming the adversity and the challenges? It's going to take a deep motive and desire to do the thing. Which is why you need to analyze the goals that you have and know deeply your why. And make sure that your why makes sense to you. and that your why aligns with your purpose. It needs to align with the thing that drives you to get up and do it. So that when you are faced with the adversity and it starts to come at you hard, you'll be like, you know what? I'm still going to get through this because I truly want to do this. This is a goal of mine. This is a dream of mine. This is something that I have to get through for a deeper purpose, for a deeper meaning. And maybe that deeper meaning for you is your family. Maybe you need to get through this one thing for your family. Maybe you need to get through this one thing for your children. Maybe this one thing that you need to get through is for yourself, to show yourself and to teach yourself that you can overcome things. But you need to get through those things, right? And maybe this is the deeper purpose of what you have. But not only is purpose one of the things that you also need to analyze and look at your why, right? To overcome adversity. When you know what that is, you also need to have the mental capacity to train yourself to know what adversity looks like. Because I'm telling you right now, not a lot of people know what adversity truly looks like. They don't know. They don't know what it means to actually go through hardship, go through challenges, go through struggles. And some of those same people who don't know what that's like to do is some of the same people who have yet to achieve some of their goals, to have some wins in their life. Some people have no wins in their life, and they don't know what it's like to win, to work so hard to achieve something and then finally achieve it by not giving up, by continuing to pursue with rigorous studying or researching or developing and working on oneself in order to become the thing that is needed in order to achieve the goal. Some people don't know what that's like to do that. It's important that you maintain a positive mindset, because the power of a positive mind in order to achieve the impossible is what's going to really propel you to understand how to overcome the challenges that you face. And also, once you begin to develop that positive mindset, you'll also come into the knowledge and understanding that no matter what the challenge is, whether the challenge is big or small, that it would not be enough to deflect you from the path that you are on and the things that you would need to go through in order to get to where you are trying to be. Right? A positive mind can influence the outcome of your challenging situations, right? And you also want to have the concept of a growing mindset versus a fixed mindset. And when you adopt a growing mindset, this can help you see adversity as an opportunity for growth. How often have you had challenges to where you've seen your challenges as opportunities instead of the other way around as things that you don't want to go through or things that you don't want to face? This is the power of the positive mind. This is the power of understanding adversity and how to overcome it, but not even overcome it, but to transform the adversity to where it is for your benefit. Because the adversity that you will experience may be hitting at some of the weakest points of your life. Adversity may hit you in your faith, to challenge your faith to see if you truly believe in what you believe in. And if you truly will do what you believe or live how you speak as far as what you believe. Maybe you're having some adversity in the gym and you just can't seem to lose weight, but you believe that you are on the path of becoming a healthy person. and you believe that if you continue down on this path, that it will be for your benefit. And so to challenge you, as soon as you start off in the gym, working out, trying to be healthy, trying to lose weight, trying to understand, physical fitness and all of your goals associated with that, then you get hit with challenges such as food. You get tempted by fast food, by fried food, by soda, by juice. You get tempted. You get tempted with weight. You go in the gym and you're tired and you can't lift the weight. You get tempted with information. Oh, there's so much information out there. You don't know where to start. You don't know what's true, what's not true. You don't know what to do. And then one of those three things that we mentioned earlier begins to settle into your mind. And then you begin to doubt. Maybe that's true. Maybe I need to quit. Maybe I need to focus on something else and just accept the fact that I'll always be this size. Maybe I just need to stop altogether and never work out, right? Then those things start to creep into your mind. This is where, when you get that positive mindset and you transform the way that you think by noticing that this is a challenge and this is a test, and in this challenge or in this test, it is trying to hit me at the weak point of my mind in the doubt category, in the self-love category, in the belief or faith category, in the joy or happiness category. It's trying to hit you there. It's trying to attack you there, to tell you that, no, I'm too big for you. You cannot handle this. But in reality, we know that we can handle anything. Humans have been able to do the impossible and overcome adversity time and time again. Look at the Wright brothers, developing concepts and trying over and over again with flight, and developing flight, or developing mechanisms in which could propel humans to travel through the air. The Wright brothers went through adversity. There are many people in the African American community that have definitely went through a lot of adversity to create change and make the impossible possible. There are many people in American history in general, just through America itself being a nation, were people such as George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and of the sort, to come and formulate a nation in America. There's a lot of adversity that pulls down through our history. And we ourselves are no different. We are no different in our own challenges and struggles through this same adversity. But we have learned to overcome it by noticing and understanding these concepts, some of which we have discussed here today, that I really hope you would take heed to, meditate on, and can apply to your life. I know the understanding of overcoming this adversity may come to you as very simple. Oh, we all know this. We know that when we are faced with difficult times, that we can overcome those things. And that if we just hang out and hold on a little bit longer, then things will work out for our good. Most people would say that they know that when we're talking about adversity and overcoming adversity. And for the most part, most people may not listen to this encouragement or this piece of advice. But I want you to know, for the people who don't struggle with the mentality of understanding and getting through tough times, I want you to know, and I want you to think about the people who we've lost because they didn't hear this type of message. They didn't hear the idea that they're not the only one going through this. They didn't know or believe that they can overcome their battles with depression. They didn't understand or adhere to the wisdom and knowledge of the neighbor right next door to them, or the friend who called and checked in on them to tell them that you need to eat because you haven't eaten in 5 days, or that you need to get out of the house. They didn't adhere to it. They didn't get it. There's a lot of people out there who need this message. And so this message here is for those of you who need the message, but then also those of you who need to share the message. And so if you are one of those people in that category, I implore you to really listen about overcoming adversity, and really think to yourself and challenge yourself, am I doing that? Have I been doing that? What is it that I can do to incorporate it in my life so that when adversity comes, I can be better prepared to endure it, but I can also share it as a testimony to others of how we have been given the power to do the impossible. Because there are a lot of things that we go through that are impossible, that we find and we struggle with getting through. But I want you to know that you're not alone. There are many of us who are going through similar things. Even though your experiences are only unique to you. But you're not alone. And there are people who are there in your life to encourage you to continue. Not everyone can carry your cross. Not everyone is meant to carry your cross. No one can take your burdens away from you, because these are unique to you to shape your life and your experiences of what you have. But I want you to know that there are people out there who support you, who will encourage you, who will cheer for you, who will be there for you when you need them. They may not be there when you want them to be, but they will be there when you need them the most. And I pray that I am one of those people here for you today with this message. So I appreciate you for tuning in and joining me here today as I go into deep thought. And I hope that you would conjugate the idea of overcoming adversity and truly what that means to do so. If you like the message, be sure to hit the like button down below. Also, be sure to leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts on the video. And be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can get more videos just like these. I appreciate you for tuning in and watching, and as always, I'll talk to you next time.